Okay, it is almost 5 p.m. and unfortunately I did not get a chance to do all the video documentation that I wanted. The pole is actually up now. Yes, it's tall. That's our 60 feet. And I have left some of the items that really make a big difference in putting this pole up. So here's one of the sets of, I guess one of the hold downs for the 3 guy wires that go up on this side. So one of the pieces that, well, anyway, let's do this. When this is laid down, it's laid down over to the right in this direction. And actually, I believe in the previous video, we had this here laying down. And the ladder is actually the top of where part of the pipe was sitting. The blocks below were also where the pipe was sitting until I had to put the last piece on. And the last piece actually rests right on top of this railing here. Actually, if we're in line, this time it actually happened to rest right on the post right above the ladder. Yeah, it looks a little wonky, but it did okay. So the way this is put up is that the pole is rest on the ground and then one set of guy wires is connected. I'm coming to this set. This is my green set. This is how I keep everything color coordinated. The green set is stretched tight and is pulled all the way over to where the pole is resting. And then what we do is I have my pulleys in place, which, thank you Apple for giving me, I mean, it's pretty dark already, but I have my set of pulleys up in the air, up in the tree up here. And that's a fun task in itself, is getting the rope up and getting the pulleys attached to it. I have one single apparatus that does it. And then what I use, I actually pull this tree up myself. And if you notice, there are 2 sets of lines that come down to the front of my truck. One pile for each set of lines that I pull tight. So what I end up doing is I pull a few feet. This is the view that I have while I'm erecting the pole. It's normally cast across here, and I will pull a few feet on one until it puts a bow. Well, if I pull on the upper one, it puts a bow in the pipe. Then I'll pull the middle one to straighten it out. Then I'll go back and pull a bow in it again until slowly but surely it works its way up to about, I don't know, maybe 80 degrees. Now this is the point at which it gets pretty precarious. And I have learned in my past that if I have a little resistance on the this set of pipes, this set of cables, the pole won't want to lunge ahead once it gets high enough. Here's what happens. Once the pole is high enough, by me merely tugging on these 2 guy wires right here, there actually are 3. I pull on the bottom one and the middle one. The top one I don't even use anymore until the pole is actually up. But I tug on these 2 lines, and what happens is there isn't any resistance anymore. So the pipe wants to fall ahead. And it's pretty scary, and it picks up a pretty decent amount of velocity when it does so. So what I end up doing is I take a bucket with a couple ropes attached, and I put a couple pavers in here. So the bottom two guy wires actually have some resistance here. So I actually have to work at pulling these cables just a little bit, just enough so that it's nice and easy for me to pull the pole up and not have to worry about it lunging forward. Now, I don't actually grab a hold of the actual guy wires themselves. This pile of ropes right here, you can see they're just barely different colors. I actually loop the cable or the rope through through one of my hold downs here, and that way I get a little mechanical advantage and I can tie it off when I want to, and then I'll actually lock everything in. So that's it for this evening. No lights yet, but if you look closely, you will see that I have ropes that go all the way up to the top. I have 4, one for each triangle of hold down, and the other is for the star. And tomorrow, if weather permitting, we'll put the lights up. It's actually drizzling right now as we speak, hoping that don't get anything on the lens, but that's it for this evening. Tomorrow, I'll put the lights up.